Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon in January to new moon in February 2022? I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons. Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions since 1998. Can you believe it? Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. My legacy. Link in the description box, available on Kindle, now on Patreon. Come Patreon on Patreon with me, the Archangel of Lyons. Angelo Lyons, fellow Virgo, fellow Earth sign Virgo. Yeah, but you can call me Mal. It's just easier. 3 letters instead of all of that. Hi, happy to be doing the shadow reads. Shadow readings are really important, and we'll talk about that in a minute. If you are new to the channel, the 7-card draw means 1 card from 7 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, in this case a waning moon, from full to new January, February 2022. Let's look at that real quick. We are looking at the full moon on Monday, January 17th, 6:48 p.m. Eastern Time. I am in New York. But at 6:48 p.m., the moment it goes full, it also goes void. Of course, magic and intention work is better done when the moon is actually in a sign, not between signs. Void, of course, look it up. All right, so you can catch the waxing side of that before then. All day Monday, right, till 7:48 p.m., or maybe even Sunday. You could probably work it. And then we are looking at the releasing, the letting go, the waning, the forgiving, the alchemy, the shadow work to the new moon on Tuesday, February 1st, in bulk, Candlemas, High Holy Day for the pagans, Wheel of the Year, second spoke in the Wheel of the Year, at 12:45 a.m., so 45 minutes after midnight, and that would be a new moon in Aquarius, Sun, Moon, conjunct in within 5 degrees of each other in the sign of Aquarius. So each of these cards is going to give you different insights and aspects into what the shadow work is, what to give you some guidance and grace about what to let go of and all of that. So it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because I've been saying it. If like 5 out of 7 cards resonate and 2 don't make sense, at least now, check your other signs to maybe get a different angle on the same situation, or maybe a whole other different scenario. Like one could be about health, one could be about finances, one could be about relationships. You get what I'm saying? One could be about your spiritual path. Can be any of that or all of that. So both feet on the floor if you can, or signs. Stay grounded. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can to help out my fellow earth signs. Cool. And the Malpod is up. My podcast, Malpod. I've been teaching classes tonight, actually, at the time of this recording. Malpod number 3 is hitting YouTube. It's one of my Facebook classes that I edited, and turned into a podcast. It's really fun. And we just recorded number 18 last night. So every other week, Wednesday nights, you'll get the next one. But my patrons on Patreon get to see it first, because that's what they're there for. That's what they come for. So, enough explanation, enough advertising, enough of me plugging myself. Let's get to work. Please take a nice deep breath. Ground and center. As I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, general assembly, the higher selves of all involved, the spirit, animals, and totems, as well as the pantheon of all pantheons, for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading, using the Carolyn Mace archetype deck, please leave 1 card in my hand to represent the 8th chakra over their heads, hovering above them, right? The archetypal story, the power that the shadow work that they're doing in terms of lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace, this full to new, Jan-Feb 2-2. The Dilettante. It's a fun archetype, the Dilettante. You don't often hear it in a positive sense, but every archetype has its shadow and its light. It's a percentage scale from lead to gold. So imagine this Dilettante. If you can look it up, obviously, Google it, at least get another meaning of it if you are unfamiliar with it. But we're going to look at the shadow. The shadow is where the shadow work is, right? The stuff that needs to be healed, transformed, released, forgiven, etc. The light attribute is the potential that you can shoot for here. The shadow of the dilettante is pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. It's essentially lying. But another word for dilettante is a dabbler, right? So somebody who like, oh, I did my research, and, you know, they watch TikTok. That's how they found out. That's not research. Sorry, am I a Virgo? You're a Taurus. We know it's not research. Research is a process. It is an ongoing thing, right? So the dilettante in its light is lovely. By the way, this is a creative family archetype. It's 8 different families. So this is your creativity we're looking at here. The light attribute delights in the arts without having to be a professional. I'm like that with cooking. I'm a tarotologist. I'm an artist in terms of the spiritual work that I do with readings. It is an art. Absolutely, it's an art. It takes rehearsal. It's an art. But I'm not like that with cooking. It's like I love to cook. I don't want to be a chef. I don't want to go to the training, but I love to cook when I have the time and energy, as well as I love good food. You know, I've tried just about everything except stuff that my gut said, don't do it. The other part of this alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Now, that's not technically a Taurus thing. Taurus, second house, bedrock, fixed earth, lifelong values. That usually, you guys are you're rarely in for a penny or in for a pound, but this could show up in something new in your life, and maybe making some room for that in your waning, right? To make some room for something new and fun and creative to come in. Let's look next for chakras: crown, third eye, throat, and heart. We're going to just work down the chakra system here. This deck and the next deck will complete the spectrum of 8. This is your internal world, your yin-ternal world, your emotional, mental, psychological, personal, the world behind your eyes. And we're using the Daughters of the Moon for this to represent that feminine yin energy. Breathe. As I call upon my goddesses of earth, the sign of Taurus, and the powers of the north, please, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading. They got the dilettante in the 8th. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown. I would think this is their creative intuition, heart, throat, third eye, crown, like everybody else. So what's going on there with that creative archetype of the dilettante? Full new, Jan Feb 2-2, the witch. The magician card in this deck, the witch. Oh yeah. Look, if you are dabbling with witchcraft, just start with basics. Make some holy water, some salt, some water, some moonlight, boom. Right? Better on a Monday when the moon's in Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, but Virgo, I know that. We're just off the top of my head. But chances are that's not. Chances are that's not what you're doing here. But certainly I get like there is this exploration here of some sort of art form, and art and creativity. Everybody has art in them. It's just not all fine arts, you know, music, the performing arts, the painting, right? You know, it's not all that. Like, it can be. Your art form absolutely can be cooking. My mom is a Cancerian. Her home is it's her piece of art. It's a total expression of her soul. But she's not a professional decorator or designer. She's not interested. She's got a house to run. And Himalayan cats and labradoodles up there on top of the mountain in Saratoga. So this is really about taking something literally from the 8th chakra all the way down into physical form. That's why, you know, you always see the John Travolta magician card going on here, but in this case, the witch, taking her fire, her earth, her air, and her water and aligning it with spirit. All right, so, you know, there's a difference between exploration and dabbling. Dabbling is when you think you know more than you do. And the next thing you know, you blew up the TV. Right? Let me just get in there. I bet I can fix it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I never have. Yeah, I don't screw with lightning and electricity that way. I'm an earth sign. It'll go right through me to the earth. Zap. Lower 3 chakras. This is the external part of it. Lower 3 chakras is your masculine energy. You from the outside looking in at yourself, or you from the inside looking out on something in the world. Lower 3 chakras are also about relationships. Root chakra are your groups and tribes, more than 2 people in any way, shape, or form, including nationality and political leaning and, you know, how you identify in groups. Second chakra is one-on-one relationship. Think umbilical cord, navel to navel. Your relationship to other people, things, individual things, as well as money and creativity. Solar plexus is your relationship to yourself. Your honor code, your boundaries, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. Your self-esteem as verb. And all three of them together help you navigate through the physical world. Let's see what hits the table with this dilettante witch. Breathe. As I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Taurus, powers of the north, please, what's the lower three chakra, the masculine dynamic for the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading? Please clarify, because it seems like with that dilettante, they're kind of doing their thing, finding their way, hopefully enjoying themselves. But the shadow thing of do not pretend to have deeper knowledge and wisdom than you do, particularly with the magician. I mean, it's a learning curve. You might not sink Atlantis. It's already sunk. But, you know, whoopsie doopsie. Some whoopsies are bigger than others. So please, my gods. Kitty cat head button my ankle. Come on, Melchior. Come on up, buddy. It's a Taurus read. You're a Taurus cat. Come on up. No one will see you. You're a black cat, and it's a black background. Stubborn. My gods, lower three chakras, then please, for this Taurus, this dilettante in the 8th, witch on the inner. What's on the outer lower three chakra dynamic this full to new January, February 2022? The High Priestess. You got two major arcana cards. There's only two tarot decks here, and you got both of them. I think Aries had that too. Now we're off to a start with these reads. So the High Priestess is about secret knowledge. I mean, in the traditional cycle of the major arcana, you get the Magician and the High Priestess, right? The Fool is 0, Magician 1, High Priestess 2, Empress 3, and on and on and on and on and on. So I did get this feeling that there might be a new beginning coming, right? Like you're clearing room for something, for you to kind of experience creativity. But you're not saying nothing. You're not letting on. You're in a time perhaps of introspection and tapping into deeper, more... The word occult is highly overused and misunderstood. It just means cloudy, like your eyes are occluded. Something stuck in your eye, right? You get those little weird foggy things. If you have contact lenses, you know what I mean, right? All of a sudden a cloud goes through your eye, not in front of it. So this is Persephone when she is queen of the underworld with her husband Hades. So she has the experience of the upper world, you know, when she's with her mom, Demeter, half the year. But then half of the year she knows about the plights, trials, and tribulations of the souls in the underworld. She's the one who holds the torch and guides them, very much like Hecate in different myths. But this also does speak of great powers of intuition. You know, if you ever study the Kabbalah, there are the 3 pillars. Well, the High Priestess is always in between a light pillar and a dark pillar. Mercy and severity. I've studied a lot of different stuff over the decades. So this could really have more of a spiritual bend here. With the spiritual arts, as long as you're doing the best that you can, your mind is open, your heart is open, and you're trying to make the best choices that you can, you'll be fine. It's just with the dilettante, dabbler, muggle dabblers, we have to go in, the real witches have to go in and clean shit up. Just be careful. Be careful and watch your shadow. Don't let it run the show, but pay attention to it, certainly. Let's get you a mantra to heal these chakras, get them in alignment over the 2-week period. Just, you know, start at the full moon and do them every day. There's only one. But that's why I check your other signs. You get your other mantras from your other signs. You get this whole other point of view, holistically speaking. For the mantra work, let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, there's something about alignment here. And for some of you, that might even be physical alignment, right? Maybe do a little stretch, a little yoga. Maybe that's your exploration here. But I have to say, major arcana on the inner, major arcana on the outer like that. Kitty cats are playing with leaves that blew in through the door before. I love my life. It's like living in a Tex Avery cartoon. You can hear it in the background. Sabby, you playing kitten. He's a good boy. Sorry, so let's do this. The mantra will help you heal this because, like I said, if you're going to explore something of a more metaphysical, spiritual, magical, high vibrational nature, make sure you're in alignment as much as you can as you go. Please take a nice deep breath. All right, Ascended Masters, General Assembly. This could be about anything. Please, one card in clarity for the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the perfect healing mantra to help them heal and do the shadow work? With this Dilettante in the 8th, Witch on the inner, High Priestess on the outer. This full to new, January, February 2022. Soothing impatience. There's nothing to do but wait. This mantra has been a lifesaver for me. A big-ass grape lifesaver. It was always my favorite. I dyed my hair purple. Of course I like grape. Particularly for us earth signs, we're supposed to be the most patient unless we're on a roll. Now, I've dated Taurians before. I know they can be incredibly patient and incredibly stubborn, but that's only one of their two speeds. The other speed is full steam ahead. And what's it like to rein a bull? Rein it in when it's full steam ahead. So soothing impatience, there's nothing to do but wait. And I hear that all the time. Growing up as a kid, at least I did. Nothing to do but wait. You might as well make peace with it. Blah, blah, blah. Here, go watch TV. Go listen to music, which is why I have fucking 80 songs pop up in my head, clogging my subconscious, and I'm not mad about it. But certainly doesn't the High Priestess on the outer speak of a certain silence, a certain patience, a certain calm, different than the Witch, which is very active. So it seems like your inside's very active, but your outside's very, I won't say passive, I'll say quiet, maybe a bit more stillness in there. Certainly if you're working the element of air, visualization, doing this with meditation. Let me read it from the bookie book. We have 3 bookie book reads. In this, we have the Divine Animals Oracle as well as the Blessed Bee, last card down. So let's get this one done. These mantras have been incredibly helpful for me and my clients. Want to book me for a read? Link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mel. It's a video. It's fun. Breathe. Soothing impatience. There's nothing to do but wait. When impatience is soothed, each perceivable barrier becomes an opportunity to be more aligned. He said there was something having to do here with alignment. Being aligned with your soul by slowing down. Now, just as a sidebar, I burned out big time as a YouTuber. I'm no longer monetized on YouTube, and I'm good with. I love YouTube. Agatha Christie audiobooks all night long. I'm good. It was just. That's why I'm on Patreon. If I didn't burn out, I would have never made the jump to Patreon. I was running on a treadmill. I was definitely shadow banned. Apparently, you can say the word God and get shadow banned. There's no way to refute it. They don't even admit that they do it, which is fine. Blessed be. Everybody do your thing. Karma's a witch, though. You deal with you. But it forced me to slow down. I blew my lower back out because I was putting out more than I was taking in. So this is really important, to be more aligned with your soul by slowing down. It's a good thing. In the soothing of impatience, you no longer see moments of pause or delay as conspiring against you. Well, the TV won't work. Let me get in there with a fork and see what I can do to fix it. Don't. Right? Instead, you realize they are giving you the time for inner reflection, High Priestess, where life's deepest meaning can be uncovered even in the most ordinary of circumstances. So whatever it is that you're waiting for here, there is a deeper exploration going on here to the deeper meaning. Not always third eye, though. That type of meaning. We always want to make them into words and thoughts. Sometimes it's about understanding that there's something driving the show, a virus in the program. shadow work, right? Because it is a shadow read. This mantra is ideal for becoming more grounded. You're an earth sign, you might as well run with it. Easing frustrations and releasing blame. Course in Miracles is one of my favorite, I don't know, things. It is definitely a thing. Says that the Holy Son of God cannot sin in a dream, and we're all the Holy Child of God. I should take it out of gender. There's only one of us here on this planet, one spirit, one soul, one heart, one love. Let's get together and feel all right. But it seems like there's been a pause put on that. So do what you can to soothe your impatience. And I have done this with computer glitches, just making the videos, right? Or how many times have I done a video here and then the garbage truck comes and it's like I have to clap my hands and wait for it to pass. But since I've been doing this mantra, I now laugh at it. If you've been watching it for the past few months, I've been actually enjoying it a lot. So the Dilettante, soothing impatience, with the Witch on the inner and the High Priestess on the outer, we're 4 cards in. Whatever this is about creatively for you, it's going to take a while. Have a chocodile. Takes a while to eat a chocodile. You're welcome, Generation X. I'm so sorry, Millennial, if you don't know what that is. It's a Twinkie dipped in chocolate that they package to us as children, and you wonder why we're disinterested with everything else? Please take a nice deep breath. I know one of my Taurian friends out there, Generation X from Long Island, just laughed at that. Here we go. The Whispers of Love Oracle. The higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above. 8th chakra and above. For all I know, this is just you. This all seems very all about you. If your name is Eve, then it's all about Eve. It's a movie. Don't freak out like I'm knowing everybody's name psychically. This is not Romper Room. This is to get you some insight, but it is, the prayer is the higher selves of all involved. So if there are other people involved, it's in there. Like Prego. Please take a nice deep breath. Now, this is a different vibe than we've had previously. Please. The higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading for the shadow work of the Dilettante in the 8th, Witch on the inner, which is very much a powerful shadow work card now that I think about it, right? To do that from the position as a witch. But with the High Priestess on the outer, there is something still, something silent, but something sure being uncovered on the inner there as a result to that, but it is going to take time. So you need to be soothing patience. There's nothing to do but wait. You can't plant an acorn on Monday and get a full-blown oak tree on a Tuesday. Taurians know this. Slow and steady wins the race, the growth process. So please, what is their whisper of love? Please clarify this. This full to new. January 2022. Have patience. No shit. I'm not lying to you. Look, that one says soothing and patience, and this one says have patience. Love is patient and kind always. Oh, did you see my jammies? It's cold today. I'm coming to you from Holbrook in a new holiday sweat clothes. I'll keep wearing black until they create something darker. I'm doing all these shadow reads in black. Grays and blacks I've decided because I'm not in the mood for color right now. Look, your higher self is saying chill. Chill. And really the High Priestesses, I've worked with a bunch of them. I used to be a High Priest. I ain't no more. I'm retired. But certainly the amount of patience involved in that kind of leadership. Now, that's in a coven structure, obviously. But someone who has gone through training. I mean, you may be born with a priestess archetype, but to actually learn all the rites and rituals and rules of anything, right? Any tradition, high priest or high priestess, it takes a while, right? It's like people come to me, they're like, Mark, can you teach me how to do this? I'm like, yeah, but it'll take 2 or 3 years for you to master it. I can teach you the thing, but, you know, it's like driving a car. Your first time, you're probably not so great at it. But now, you know, years later, you're good at it. It becomes second nature. Be careful of dabbling. That's all I'm going to say. Have patience with yourself. It's one thing to be inspired. It's another to be possessed by frustration that you tell yourself is inspiration. Well, what if we do this? Inspiration doesn't feel like this. It's like, it feels better. Have patience with yourself. Good, 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 good. Our next deck down, as I said, is the Animal Oracle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 6, and then the Blessed Beat cards will be 7. Who walks with you, right? If you're going to do shadow work, it's nice to have that pantheon of animal energy there. Something a bit more primal, but always a bit more wiser than human. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the pantheon of spirit animals and totems for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, please give them the guidance and the grace of who walks with them, who swims with them, who crawls with them, who flies with them, that they can call upon to help them with this shadow work. The Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Dilettante in the 8th, Witch on the inner, High Priestess on the outer, soothing and patience, and having patience. This full moon to new. Please leave the card in my hand. And we've got the dog. Aries got this. How do I know it? Because 3 hours ago this card flew out of my hand. Yeah, upload times today were ridiculous, so I waited until it was done, had some pizza, took a nap. Companionship. Companionship. The dog gets a woo-woo. My mother was a nursery school teacher. It's because dogs go woo-woo-woo-woo. Don't ask. Still to this day. Ooh, when the dogs freak out, did you see woo-woo? You know, dog is certainly a totem of loyalty here. But this is a really, really interesting take on this. Now, I will tell you the Divine Animals Oracle, card number 41, by Stacey DeMarco. This book is chock full of stuff. I'm just going to read you the first part and the last part, but I highly, highly, highly recommend this deck if you are so drawn to it. And all the decks I read are always linked in the bottom of the description box, should you care to grab one. I picked this one up at Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. Didn't get to go this past time. Omicron. Breathe. Card number 41. Dog. Companionship is the key word. Be a firm and ethical friend. Seek loyalty and honesty in your friendships. Our friendships should be supportive, not competitive. There is a difference between solitude and loneliness. Well, Kal-El has the fortress of solitude, not the fortress of loneliness. Womp, womp, womp. Something hidden will be illuminated. Now, I don't remember saying that. Obviously, I read it from the bookie book for the Aries read. But I think that might be a little piece of what this is about. Like how a dog will wait for its, I hate using the word owner. It's dog dad or mom. It's dog parent. That's what we're going to call it. Because in my family, they're not pets, they're family. My mom's dogs are my brother's. So it works. But there might be something hidden will be illuminated. We all have aspects of ourselves that we do not appreciate or like. Learn to change these if they do not benefit us or lovingly accept them. So this is even about companioning yourself, whether or not there are other people involved here. The companion is an archetype unto itself, and it's different than a friend. We all have friends or want them, right? Friends come and go. Companion's a bit more of a soul connection than just, you know, an acquaintance. The magic. I always read the first part and the last part as I see fit. Dog magic, in itty-bitty teeny-tiny font. Dog magic is loving and warm and protective. If you are feeling lonely or you wish to attract good, loyal friends, you can call upon dog energy to help. If you have been betrayed by someone or you feel mistrusted, call upon this energy to heal you. I'm going to say that companionship vibe here, you probably will see this after the cycle is in play. I'm just going with that dilettante. This might be you interacting with somebody who might know more or might know less about what it is you're going through. If they know more than you, I could see how that could be soothing impatience in terms of you wanting to know, and they're like, hey man, it's a process. Or the opposite, you're dealing with a dilettante where you're the one who's putting out the power, the wisdom, you know, the creativity, and you have to have patience with them because like, when can I do that? I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. Regardless, to be honorable in your friendships and your companionship relationships here, something hidden will be revealed. High Priestess on the outer, something hidden will be revealed, most likely inside of yourself, an insight, a creative intuition, but that you got to be chill about it. Just because you know, have a piece of insight doesn't mean it's every piece of the puzzle, nor does it always mean it's time to pull the trigger on something. Just saying, learn that the hard way. You know, what's the point of being precognitive? If you hurry up, it's like you saw the thing's going to happen, let it unfold. Easier said than done, but certainly soothing impatience seems like the dominant theme here for a waning moon, right? It's not building patience, it's relaxing, it's soothing, it's waning your impatience. Interesting take on that. Last card down, the Blessed Be, the mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower by Lucy Cavendish. I love her work. I've got a couple of her decks. Magical spell cards, I think, this is the hidden blessing, the gold hidden within the lead. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table. You got to transform, you got to burn off, you got to release those 3 atoms from lead to turn it into gold. So you do the shadow work as best as you can. This is what's hidden, and remember, there's something hidden in this as well. Let's see if this illuminates. Pardon me. Had a little coffee and half before doing that. Please take a nice deep breath. Dairy. What are you going to do? Breathe. No, and I'm not putting soy milk in my coffee. I do that only at Starbucks. If anybody ever wants to buy me a Starbucks, blonde iced venti skinny vanilla latte, please. With a straw. You know, I'll bring my own. Fuck it. Breathe. The other good thing about it not being monetized, I can say fuck it. Yay! Freedom of speech as I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, all lineages, all cultures. Please, what is the hidden blessing for the Taurus Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Watching this video, receiving this reading as they alchemize the dilettante with the witch on the inner, high priestess on the outer, soothing impatience. There's nothing to do but wait and have patience. Love is always patient and kind. So if they're wondering where they are on the lead to gold spectrum, well, if it's love, they're moving towards the light attribute, the gold attribute. If it's dog energy, impatient puppy, then they know where they are on that. It's more fear than love. And with a companionship of some kind, this could be them companioning themselves, right? If they are feeling lonely with that high priestess, it's certainly not a social card, it's a silent card. So please, what is the hidden blessing for the Taurus Collective that they may find if they do the healing work, do the shadow work, this full to new, Jan-Feb 2020? A blessing for the right words. A blessing for the right words. In terms of creativity, this is saying, hold off, you don't have the words for this yet. Don't pretend to know more than you know. Right? But that doesn't mean you have to be a professional in this. This could very much be a relationship thing, something you have to say to someone in a companion relationship, but it's going to take time here, obviously, for you to find the right words to say. And coming into your own alignment, you to thine own self be true, for starters, right? And then you express that hopefully in a more loving way. I mean, if you want to let somebody go, if you want to say, hey, the party's over, it's time to call it a day, then, you know, you can pick your time on that. But that doesn't feel this way. Card number 26, a blessing for the right words. We're going to do this blessing for realsies. I even got my torch of Archangel Ariel here. Of course, it's made out of rock. She's one of the archangels of Earth. Please take a nice deep breath. And pantheons of the divine, please say this through me. Here we go. Card number 26, a blessing for the right words. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a waning moon right in front of her face. Do you see that? Totally. No, sorry. Well, no, that is waning moon from my perspective. Yeah, that way. Breathe. A blessing for the right words. A blessing for apt speech. To call to your lips the right words that speak simply and clearly and find their mark. It's not about me. May the words that fall from your lips be blessed, friend. In times when we must speak of difficult things, it can be a great challenge to conjure up the words that best express our feelings and intent without causing offense or harm to another. That's in this reading. I didn't think it would be that. But have patience, soothing impatience, keep your mouth shut, High Priestess on the outer, while you go all witch on the inner. Don't dabble. Yeah, don't say anything until you're really ready to say it. We struggle sometimes with this balance, and in doing so, our words may be watered down, lost in the desire to appease, in the wish to do no harm. But with this blessing, there will be words that come to find you without effort. The words alight by the fires of inspiration, and they will flow from your mind to your mouth and be heard fully and fairly. But it's going to take time. I mean, it's about alignment. It's about getting that heart, third eye crown in alignment with wisdom, which means wise person. Gender neutral. May you be blessed this day with the speech of good sense, the conversation that clears and clarifies, and most of all, the words that will be heard by those you need to understand and listen. May you be blessed with the words that stir hearts, that make friends of minds that once were firm against yours. That could be going on here. May your words, like water, seep their way into the cracks of the stone and work their magic of transformation within. Your words are spells, you witch on the inner, High Priestess on the outer, and their magic can take time. Soothing impatience, have patience. But with the apt speech that you are blessed with this day, doors of understanding open between you and others, and when you once fell silent, you will speak up. Where you once faltered and shied away from the difficult things that must be said, you will rise and flow through this challenge and embrace the opportunity to give voice to the darkness. Right? You don't let people have it unless that's what's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Taurus? This is very much a Taurus read. 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake. Which foot is going to give first, right? Are you going to stay in that internal, right? You know, being patient, being kind, working it out, or are you just going to let them have it both horns? Where once you let others speak and heard only your own words in your mind, you will now hear them out in the world and know you have used words as others use weapons, but it is not for battle, rather for courage and understanding. This could totally be about your creativity as well, expressing yourself in any way, shape, or form. That's really in here too. May you find ways to cut through the falsehoods that others and their words can weave about you. That sucks, but necessary. Let your words be songs of praise as they flow from the gift of speech you have been blessed with. May you no longer stay quiet, friend, for you have been blessed with the power of right speech, and it will serve you well each time you sing out your truth. Ready? For the well-being of all, with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So to be. And so it is, yeah. So you're dilettante, right? Up there, it's saying it's a creative archetype here, but don't dabble, don't pretend to know more than you know. But also you can delight in this process, bringing yourself into alignment to take your spirit's truth, your soul's truth, put it into words so that it can eventually be spoken, but not now, not with the high priestess on the outer, because on the inner this is coming into alignment. But you know, there's nothing to do but wait. Soothe your own impatience with this, even if the person's tap dancing on your last nerve. Why? Have patience. Love is always patient. Love is kind, patient and kind always, and this is a companion of some kind, shadow companion, light companion, friend, foe, whatever, that to be honorable, but also, as we see, be kind. And you will find that rising from you, if you do the shadow work and work that mantra and take your time, that you are blessed with the right words at the right time in the right place with the right person. I certainly know that for myself. My prayer is very simple. Give me the words! And they do. So did you like it? Like it. Help the other bulls find the reading. Want more of me? Subscribe here on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Links in the description box. But certainly come Patreon. On Patreon. I stream there every morning around 10 a.m. Eastern talking about the lunar astrology for the day. I've got 5 different levels of subscription tiers, TIERS as they like to call them, on the Patreon. Human, hero, immortal, god, goddess, which is one, and witch. So come play, and I'll give you the very best and the very blessed I got, because they're my top priority in terms of what? Being a Virgo, Mark Angelo Lyons, the Archangel of Lyons, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, fellow Earth sign. I love me some Earth signs. And wishing you the very, very best of all of this full moon to new moon, January into February 2022, my bulls. Hail! Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.